you space beans. Y'all voted. We landed on an AMA. And I've got some amazing questions that I'm so excited to answer. Along with that, I'm going to be mixing in some assorted triggers. Whispers and brushing as well. They'll give you EP beans. Some tingles. So, thank you to all of you that have subscribed. Thank you to every one of you that has watched and is watching. And if you enjoy this, I highly recommend liking and subscribing and leave a comment too. Thank you so much. And let's get on into it, shall we? Alright. For the first question, this is from Gooba Oko 008. Gooba Oko 008. They said, what's your opinion on people like me that aren't even furries yet? For whatever reason, love them due to not having any negative experience with one. That's a great question. I really love anybody that's a fan of furries, yourself included. My opinion is that's freaking awesome. I have several friends that they themselves aren't furries, and they're totally cool with it. I've known a few people that are down with that too, so I think that's super cool that you like furry stuff. I think it's just different, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different form of cosplay, IMO, honestly. I don't actually think I'm a protogen, for example. And I don't use a litter box. So I think that's really cool. And even if you do have a negative experience with a furry that you encounter, I would say there's a person behind that. So, judge each person individually. And don't make blanket judgments. And I think that's cool that you've had good experiences. So that's my answer to that. And I also want to mention thank you, Gooba Oko, for your silly comments. They're fun. I like them. Alright, so to pair with this question, it's one of the surprise triggers for you, and you can learn something about me. Nothing crazy, but this is my perfume that I wear. I am AMAB. So I'm a guy. Even though I'm like kind of gender fluid, but I don't like, and I never have liked, colognes. They're too strong and too gritty for me. I don't like them on myself. I might like them on, another guy, but nonetheless, I only wear some perfumes because I'm very sensitive to smells, and most perfumes or colognes really make me, I don't know, physically cringe when I smell them because they're so strong. I don't know why, but this one I do like. It's Fleur, PHLUR, Fleur, from Sephora, and it's called Dragon Fruit. It makes a obvious reasons, I'm not gonna spray it and get smelly dragon fruit scented perfume all over my desk and everything. So I'm sorry about that, but I will take the cap off. I can smell it right now just by taking the cap off. It smells really good. It says it has notes of pineapple, dragon fruit, watermelon, plum blossom, lotus flower, peony, with sugared amber, vanilla bean, and sandalwood. So it does smell very nice. I only use like one spritz on myself when I'm going out and I want to smell like the fruit that I am. So, yeah. Let's move to the next question. Okay. Question two comes from spicy_yogurt. Spicy_yogurt. I love that username. How'd you come up with that? Spicy Yogurt asks, what is your favorite place to go? Or want to go? Well, the first thing that pops up into my head is, now I'm lucky enough to be born and raised in Florida, which, as I'm sure many of you know, has famous beaches. Some are famous for shark attacks, of course. Some for jellyfish, but most notably, they usually are famous for the beautiful views and wonderful oceanfront. And it's true. We do have some amazing, amazing beaches, and I'm so lucky that I get to enjoy them when I can, you know. So, my favorite place to go is the beach. Undoubtedly. I am a water sign, a Pisces, and I'm not so super into that kind of stuff, but you know, it's funny the parallels you can draw with that. But I love the water. I love the sea breeze, the smell of the ocean, how the saltiness kind of seeps into your hair and your skin, and you smell like the ocean for days and days after. It's also where a lot of special moments happen for me. As a young fluff, and I made a video, I think my second video I mentioned it, but it was the first time that I ever cuddled with a boy, was on the beach. It was with my good friend at the time, and I wanted to be more than friends with him, but he had to leave that very summer, so we became fast friends, and there was that underlying kind of thing with us too, but we didn't want to break each other's hearts by becoming, you know, that close and then having to leave each other, so we just found something that was like a very close friendship in between, and it was beautiful. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I really love the beach so much. But besides that, I have to admit, the mountains through the Carolinas, Tennessee, near Georgia, stuff like that, freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I love fresh. And a lot of those places, because of where they are, you know, they haven't been like overdeveloped, so there's still actual greenery, some trees and wildlife to see, deer, and all kinds of beautiful critters. That's one thing that kind of saddens me a little, not to get negative, but here in Florida, as I've grown up, I've seen a lot of it get, you know, demolished and developed into just city sprawl and stuff. And it's really hard for me to find nature to go out into. And parks don't count. I don't really count those. Like actual just nature as it is, you know. I have to drive like 45 minutes or an hour to get out of the concrete jungle now and find something. So, but hey, you know, there's plenty to love about this place. So, anyways, those are my favorite things. Basically, I guess the common theme there is, you know, at the beach and in the mountains and stuff, just calm serenity, just things, nature, and you know, nature moves at a beautiful, calm pace to its own tempo and rhythm that's far separated from the fast-paced world that we all live in, and that's what can ground me sometimes, help me re-level. So yeah, and with this, I wanted to do, so, Coke can trigger, so, it's already empty. I'm not gonna open a new can right now, because I already drank all of it. And if you want, you can learn something else about me, so, this is my favorite soda, is Coca-Cola. That's my cat. I might have to let him in. But, Coke Zero has always been my favorite ever since it came out. I don't like, the ones with, well, the regular Coke, because it has, corn syrup in it, and to me, corn syrup tastes like weird. It tastes sour and gross. So I prefer the taste of like diet sodas. Go figure. But yeah. Alright, sorry. Moving on to the next trigger. Okay. Question 3. And FYI, you might hear my kitty cat nephew in the background. He's on one of his favorite blankets making biscuits and purring very loudly. He let me purrs very loudly. Okay, question 3 is coming to us from AnArtsyDragon. AnArtsyDragon. I love that name he came up with, Turkey. And thank you for all your comments on my videos, as well as everyone. Thank you all. AnArtsyDragon says, what made you want to do ASMR in the first place? And what is your favorite thing about the community? The positivity, making people feel better, sleepy, etc. Well, this is a good question. It's actually a two-parter, so I'll answer the first part and then the next part. So, what made you want to do ASMR in the first place? Good question. Well, I literally accidentally kind of stumbled across ASMR in the first place. watch it. As it happened, now you all know, as I said in one of my other videos, Arrowheart ASMR was the first furry ASMR artist I ever watched, and kind of inspired me for one day doing this. But the first like ASMR artist period that I ever watched and was PJ Dreams ASMR. PJ Dreams ASMR. And he is like freaking peak at what he does. He is a total like audio master. Dude is freaking awesome. I can only hope to be as talented as one he holds in one of his pinky fingers one day. So I was just, I do suffer from insomnia. I do have ADHD. And part of that is just not being able to sleep sometimes. I just go through cycles where I can't sleep. So I was on YouTube late one night when I couldn't sleep, just watching whatever. And then one of his videos pops up. I don't remember which one. But I'm like, what the crap is this? Like, this looks interesting. Some dude whispering into like a mic. Like, I didn't know what it was. So I clicked on it and listened. I'm like, whoa. And I got like tingles immediately. And I'm like, what is this? It felt like when I was littler and I had longer hair. And like if one of my friends would play with my hair or something, or that like I don't know, apparently not everybody gets it, but it's like a very relaxing feeling that like goes on your like scalp and like down the back of your neck and stuff, and it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels so good. Like, and like you ever seen like a cat mom pick up their babies by the neck and like they just go limp and I'm like totally relaxed? That's like how it makes me feel. Like I'm just like, I melt with relaxation. So I was like, dude, this is awesome. I want more of this. So that was like the first ASMR, and then like it kind of advanced, and then eventually I, ran into the furry space, and just seeing all the cool fluffs that made ASMR and the getting, it kind of got me back more like actually into the furry fandom again. I've been a furry enthusiast since like high school, but I was never like active in the fandom, I guess, because those friends that I had then, like we all kind of went our separate ways, so I kind of just dropped that. But the interacting with furry ASMR artists and getting more involved in the fandom and stuff and watching other creators, that made me go, you know what? I'd been wanting for the longest time to find a place to refocus my creative side of me, because I didn't have one. I have like a bazillion random hobbies that I picked up and never actually seriously did something with it. And I was like, you know what? This is it. This is what I'm going to be serious about. And I'm so proud of myself. I at this point, there's no question that I'm going to continue to do this for more. And I'll stop there because there's another question asking me about it. But I really, really, really enjoy making this content for y'all and giving you tingles and stuff like that. And it makes me so happy to bring joy to other people, other floofs. That was probably like an over explanation of that question, but okay, second part of that question. What is your favorite thing about the community? That is hard to pinpoint. I'm glad you gave me some bullet points. You said, the positivity making people feel better, sleepy. It's hard to nail one or two things down. I guess you mean specifically the furry ASMR community, and I will say overwhelmingly, definitely super positive and supportive. Just some wonderful tight-knit community that we all have here in our little corner of the internet. I like to think that I am helping people in a way, helping floofs that might struggle with insomnia, because that's exactly why I make these videos, and to help you relax. If you get anxiety like I do sometimes, where you can't calm down and you need something to help ground you, that's what I try to do. Especially with the role plays, it's you can just get into that story and disconnect. So the positivity, the tightness of the community, helping people if I can in a small way, and just being able to talk to you fluffs in the comments, or seeing you comment on my posts or on my Insta or whatever is really cool. Some really cool folks out here, and I appreciate every one of you. Yeah. I probably rambled a little bit on that. So sorry. My neighbor's loud truck kind of ruined a little bit of that. I might be able to cut some of it out. Okay, so trigger with Artsy's question. I'm gonna do my favorite pen. Well, not my favorite type of pen. So, I really, really like these. Good clicking sound. And it is the Japanese-made, very affordable Pilot G2 in 7mm. Well, I believe it's 0.07mm, because 7mm would be frickin' humongous. These things write so fantastic. I love them. I'm just playing with the mic with it too. But I love these pens. For me, I'm left-handed, and honestly, depending on the pen or pencil that I have, can really affect how neatly I'm able to write. And when I was a government employee, these were the only pens they bought, and I fell in love with them. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy myself these. These are my favorite pens ever. And they write so nicely. And they feel nice to hold as well. They got a nice grip, and they're affordable. They're really not that expensive. So, yeah. Okay. Question 4 comes to us from Femboy_demon. Femboy_demon. What a cute name. And I have to give Femboy_demon some credit for a couple things. One, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but they corrected me when I put up the vote for y'all. I accidentally put up a multiple choice with right and wrong answers, apparently. At first, he's like, "What? Why is there a wrong answer?" And that helped me realize, because I couldn't see on my end, that I put the wrong thing up. And then also, Femboy Demon commented, I think, on one of my early videos. I don't know if it was maybe my second one with like the affirmations or something. But I just randomly came up with, I was like, 1 protogen, 2 protogen, blah blah blah. And he commented, I love that. That should be like the standard of counting. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it will be. So whenever I count from now on, I'm gonna do that. So thank you, femboy_demon. I'm sorry, to their question. They ask, favorite soup. So I guess asking, what is my favorite soup? Well, I actually am not a huge soup fan, but there are a couple that I do like a lot. If I'm going to have soup, the 2 that I like, if I'm having soup, okay. Number 1 would be clam chowder. Clam chowder, or as my friends in the Northeast would say, clam chowder. Clam chowder. Sorry, make myself laugh. And then next to that, I would say, I mean, I guess it's soup, but like a ramen, a good ramen bowl. There's a really cool, like, Naruto, an anime. I'm sorry, it's Dragon Ball Z mostly themed. Ramen place near where I am, and they have the best ramen. It takes 4 freaking ever to get your order, but when it comes, it's delicious. And that's very good. So, favorite soup would be 2, actually plural. 1, clam chowder, and 2, ramen. Love the big old noodles and the broth. Fun fact, I'm actually part Japanese. Gamma on my daddy's side was born in Tokyo, Japan. Sadly though, that side of the family I never really got to know, so I don't know much about my Japanese heritage side of the family. And my daddy passed away when I was really, really small, so I really didn't get to know him either. But that's okay. He's still with me in my heart. Okay, so for this question, I'm gonna do my favorite coffee cup. It makes very nice sounds. Fun fact, actually, the little bit of clanking and sounds that you heard in the fall roleplay ASMR video, I used this cup to quote-unquote brew tea. Actually, I was just using my coffee machine to make hot water, but and this is my absolute favorite coffee cup. It's actually a bigger coffee cup from Target. And my sister got it for me. And it says, "Let the adventure begin." Let the adventure begin. And it's like a muted white on the outside. Muted white. I don't know. Sometimes I say white, but I've adopted the more Texas dialect, southern dialect of saying white. You put an H before it because I don't know, it's fun. So when I'm talking fast, I'll say white. But anyways, it's a muted white outside, and the inside is like a forest green. And it holds about 10 ounces of my favorite coffee. Which at the this moment in time is Starbucks Pike Place coffee grounds roast. Very delicious. So that was question number 4. Let's move on to 5. Question number 5. 555 comes to us from one of my favorite ASMR furry creators and my favorite fellow toaster. That would be SeraphASMR. SeraphASMR. Thank you, Seraph, for your kindness and support. That means so much to me that you would take the time to even comment on my videos. That's freaking awesome of you, so thank you. Seraph asks me a pretty serious question, honestly, that I had to think about for quite a little bit, because Seraph's been at this for a minute, so, and Seraph, congrats again on the 20K. Seraph asks, where do you see yourself in the future with this channel in 1 to 5 years if you are continuing? Keep up the great work, by the way. Well, thank you. And wow, that's a question, man. So I think I started to talk about this earlier, but I stopped myself. I've not ever. There's a few hobbies that I've really locked in on and put myself into that I've truly enjoyed. And this is one of those. As of right this minute, 5 years from now, I will still be doing furry ASMR. Whether, I'm sure things might change in how I do it and whatnot, and I'll learn so many things along the way. Meet new fluffs. Maybe I'll approach things differently, but that's the beauty of it. It's a journey. Where do I see myself? Wow. Just continuing to do this, having fun, hopefully spreading more joy and relaxation to more floofs, and welcoming new creators and furries into the fandom. I think furry ASMR is one of the most beautiful aspects of the furry fandom. And, there's different types of it, right? There's all kinds of different creators. Some make spicy ASMR, which there's nothing wrong with. I do myself enjoy some spicy ASMR. And some make just some really wholesome stuff. Shout out to Mantius Spiral again for his awesome video. I know he's only made one right now, but man, he is good. And several others, I've already mentioned previously. I want to continue to be among my fellow floofs making awesome content and just spreading joy. I find this very relaxing and enjoyable. Everything from thinking up the videos to, sitting down and recording and editing the audio, making the thumbnails, figuring out what kind of goofy, slide I'm gonna put on the non-video ones. Because I've actually had 2 YouTube channels before that I just goofed about with. I didn't really do anything serious with them, and it was to learn some stuff, honestly. I'm glad I learned from those. And the audio editing, I That's another serious hobby I've had. I've been singing since I was 15, and my mom, who used to be a vocalist professionally, gave me lessons, and it was not easy. I am not a natural born singer, but I'm very good now. I can say with full confidence. And I just sing, like, I don't go to events and stuff like that, but I'll just sing just for fun, and I'll record, and I'll understand what it is to edit the audio and to add effects and stuff like that. And I wish I had more time. Don't we all? I would also put a lot of time into my singing stuff too, if I could, and maybe make videos of that. But maybe I will. But sometimes it's a matter of you have to do this or the other thing, and it's I'd rather fully, completely do one thing than partially do a million things. That's what I've always done, is partially do a bazillion hobbies, and I never actually get to fully enjoy them because I keep bouncing around. And this one I do enjoy so much. So great question there, and thank you for asking. For this one, I'm gonna do my Beats Studio earbuds. Almost call them earpods, like mixing up the name there. But this is the case. I've grown my nails out just a little bit, so the tapping is a little bit better. And then here, I love the sound it makes when you open and shut the lid. I'm gonna take them out and click them around a little bit, so I don't know if you can hear it, but oh wait, no. Can you? You can't hear it. Okay, never mind. Well, the ends of them, you can press it, and it's got a little button or button. Do you say the T's or you say instead, like button or button? It's got a button on the end that you can pause your music or whatever, and it makes a nice clicking sound, but it's super soft. So yeah. Alright, and I've got one more honorable mention question/comment. Okay. This is the honorable mention. I don't want to think I forgot about you, Fluff, but on the previous 50 subscriber post I made, Remyy, remyy.e, commented, "Congrats, manifesting protogen BF collars you roleplay," with a little cute face. And I commented on that. That definitely could be a future idea. Yeah, I like that idea. I do like making roleplay videos. I think it's very fun. I enjoy it a lot in the script creation and the being creative with coming up with what the character sounds like, or how they interact and stuff like that, and exploring different things. In the boyfriend one, I thought it was very fun to do that caring kind of kind thing. It's actually kind of how I am. It's I like to take care of folks. I'm very affectionate and stuff, and I generally don't like people touching me, honestly. But at the same time, I'm very affectionate. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but like, when I become comfortable with someone, they can, if I cuddle with them and stuff like that, like, I don't know, I've got, like, I'm very sensitive, I guess. Like, if someone touches me, it's very, like, intense. I don't know. I'm just blabbering, but, sorry, yeah, so the protogen boyfriend college thing, I would like to make that video, but I'm debating, like, if I want to put that on YouTube, or, like, create a space for those type of things, because part of me kind of wants to venture into the spicier side of ASMR. And I know not all of you are probably down with that, and that's okay. I don't mind how you enjoy my ASMR, if it's just for relaxation, or if I made something like that, if it's for different gratification reasons. I think that's beautiful too. If I can bring you some sort of happiness in whatever way it is, I think that's fine. And those type of videos I'd probably put on Patreon, but I know I'd want to make it free for y'all at first, so that you could see what I come up with, and you know, kind of I can gauge, like, is that something you want to do, and then maybe later on down the line we can explore memberships and stuff. But like, I don't do this with the expectation of making money. I do it for fun, and I guess in the future that I guess that would help to, like, commission art and stuff for the channel, because basically everything I do right now is just, thanks neighbor for ruining the audio, oh my gosh, everything I do right now is just, you know, kind of on a tight budget. I will commission art eventually, but the artists I like, you know, I'm willing to pay up for, but I want to be able to actually pay them, and it's not cheap to get good art. So anyways, that was just blabbers. Okay, coming up in the future here, I will probably be doing my top non-furry ASMR artists, and I'll go on camera for that. Like, I have a lot of ASMR artists that I like that, you know, are not furries at all, that maybe if you are looking to venture outside of furry ASMR and you want to know of some more creators, I would love to share with you what I like. If you're still watching at this point, thank you so much. I will be doing a Halloween themed kind of special. Nothing like overtly scary. I don't think, like, I'm not gonna scream in the mic or anything crazy. Like, heck no. I'm easily scared, so I don't like that kind of stuff. But maybe something like kind of probably goofy, spooky, and stuff like that. And I'll see if I have an idea of something to do, like, visually, to where it's kind of fun. But I don't know if I have the skill to pull it off at this moment. We'll see. I do have kind of a long 4 days, like, kind of weekend right now, so we shall see. Anyways, thank you so much if you're watching this far. I appreciate you so freaking much. Thank you for putting up with my ADHD babbles, and thank you for watching. I hope you sleep well, or that you're relaxed.